These are the VRS Direct Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All three pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so a really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit IRacing.com.
Our time. We know what we gotta do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in Victory Lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down. The after-checks are lit. Count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag is going to end it.
Does he have enough?
A dominant performance.
Gonna stay down, baby. Let's go!
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody pushing as hard as they can. It one final shot.
Gotta earn this thing. Run here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Drivers, start your engine! If you're looking to get serious in sim racing, one of the first things to do is upgrade your wheelbase and pedals. The powerful force feedback in our direct drive wheelbase makes a huge difference, and our highly adjustable precision pedals will give you the consistency you need to improve. So you'll not only get the best value for your money, but you'll also benefit from our quick, local shipping from Australia and save even more. Our transparent pricing has GST included, so there's no nasty surprises at checkout or further customs delays and charges. And if you're near Melbourne, you can simply pick up your hardware from our showroom and get a free product walkthrough from one of our VRS coaches. We offer excellent customer service after the sale, and our hardware is made of the highest quality components. To get yours today, just go to the URL on the screen or click on the button below. But hurry, stock is always limited due to high demand. So if you want to get faster, sooner, VRS is your answer.
Control, feel the thunder in my soul. Through the danger, through the pain, only one thing to do to get to victory lane. Taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best. It's taken over, cannot contain the desire to get to victory lane. I hear the echoes of the past, the roaring ghosts that never last. But here I stand, the finish line. One last race, one last time. Through it all, get past the pain. Cutting laps, making gains. Feeling tired, get to my aim. The desire to get to victory lane. Speeding faster, no control. Feel the thunder in my soul. Through the danger, through the pain. Only one thing to do to get to victory lane. Taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best. It's taken over, cannot contain the desire to get to victory lane.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome back to the iRacing World Challenge presents the VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series for Season 4, Round 5, as we round out our Japanese doubleheader this evening out of the wonderful, world-famous Suzuka circuit. Hamish Munro here with you, joined once again by Brenton O'Brien, as we get ready to go racing here tonight at Suzuka, Brenton. To give you the quick little rundown of the last few weeks, it has been the Ryan Bettis show over the last 3 rounds that we've been replay broadcasting on Tuesday nights, and the crowning achievement was last week. Wet conditions, mobility result Motegi, and Ryan becomes the first driver to clean sweep a rush round, winning every single race last week. Something that has never been done before, and something I think is going to be a bit hard to replicate going forward, but it was a great performance. We'll see if he can back it up here tonight out at Suzuka.
Yeah, good evening to you, Hamish, and good evening to all. And he's a man in form, isn't he? And outstanding pace and racecraft last week in the wet, and he had a very, very strong week last week with another race win as well last Wednesday night in the Pro Invitational Qualifying Series. So he is a man in form. But I'm really looking forward to getting back into it, and especially here at Suzuka, which I could actually say is actually one of my home tracks, because I used to live 20 minutes down the road from Suzuka Circuit. Lived just a short train ride. Used to come down to Suzuka almost every second weekend for quite a while when I was living overseas. So I love the track. It's evolved a lot in the last few years, but it's just a great area to live in.
What racing circuits have you not lived near, Brenton, at this point? I mean, you are well-travelled, well-tenured in terms of being around racing. Are there any other racing circuits that we need to know about that you've lived near?
Oh, well, yeah, but certainly, well, actually Motegi as well, when you think of it.
Yeah.
But no, I lived in Japan for a few years, so there's a little town called TSU, which is just near near Suzuka. I spent quite a bit of time there. That's where I was based when I was a professional golf caddy in Japan and doing a lot of sailing for the Sony racing team. But that was a few years ago now. This was back in the days of Prost and Senna used to bump uglies. I've been to both those Grand Prix. So it's a great track, great venue, and very easy to get to. And just the crowd, the hype that when you go there, they just live for car racing there. It's amazing atmosphere. And, it's on my bucket list to go back to again one day.
Yeah, I have dreams of being able to go to some different races over in Japan, namely at Suzuka, Fuji Speedway, and at Mobility Resort Motegi as well. But yeah, this is a venue I've always wanted to go to. It is such a special place for racing fans' hearts, for the history of racing as well. You mentioned it, Senna and Prost. This was really the crescendo of their rivalry at this circuit. Hunt and Lauda as well. When James Hunt went on to win his championship, that happened right here in Japan. Not at this circuit, of course, at Suzuka. That was over at... Was it a Suzuka or was it at Fuji? It was Fuji, yes.
It was at Fuji,
yeah.
1976.
Well, it's a country that is drowning in racing history.
Yeah.
With so many different racing circuits, all of which have different racing styles to them. You could run a whole calendar of just Japanese circuits on iRacing. You'd only be able to get 5 rounds in, but each one would give you something different. And I think that, Suzuka is probably the more renowned one out of all of them because of the position it has on the Formula 1 calendar compared to where it was previously held at Fuji on that calendar as well. But I love Suzuka. It's a great place to go racing, and it's super, super exciting to be back here once again. Let's have a quick look at our championship standings before we get into the nitty and gritty tonight. Ryan Bettis, well, he leads the championship 853 points at the moment. He's been perfect thus far this season. No penalty points next to his name. He sits 20 points adrift of his teammate Dylan Shepherd, who without his 10-point penalty would actually be right on his teammate's tail. So interesting how that's played out. Daniel Harris, Samuel, Angus Lawford, the top 5 in the title race at this stage. Alex Tzikis leads the silver class. Tim Nicol leading the bronze class at this stage.
Yeah, and it's like you said, without those penalty points from Dylan, who's also more than a very capable Porsche driver.
Yeah.
Actually, no, GT driver, full stop, does an exceptional effort. One man I'm going to watch out for tonight, and the rest of he's really opened my eyes over the last few weeks, is Angus Lawford.
Yep.
This guy is multi-skilled, and I reckon I've underestimated him a lot. Well, actually, that's probably not totally true, but he's just always thereabouts. I think he's actually gone to the next level over the last few weeks. I
think he has. I mean, if you add back the 40 points that's been taken away from him on penalty, I mean, he's up in the top 4. He would be on 725 points. He'd be beating last season's champion in Sam Muir. So, I think Angus is always going to be one we have to keep an eye on. Even Ryan Mueller as well, he's been doing well. So is Luke Page, as is Jake Edwards, Ellie Gardner as well. Some of them are not here tonight, unfortunately, but yeah, he's out in the chat with us tonight. So we'll be looking forward to having Simon back in a few weeks' time. Qualifying's just got underway. Before we get into the nitty and gritty of qualifying, let's have a quick look at this wonderful circuit here in Japan for Suzuka Circuit. World renowned, as I said, world famous, as I said, in terms of the Formula 1 landscape. Not too far away, of course, from Osaka, one of the closest major cities to Suzuka Circuit. And as we trickle our way on in and look at this place, I mean, it's very rare that you find a figure of 8, A1 grade racing circuit, but for this place, it's a figure of 8, like somebody signed their signature. Starts out on the main straight, then you head down towards turn 1 for first corner, and then down through the double right down at turn 2 for the second corner, and then we begin the run up through the S's for a Surus curve at 3 into 4 and 5, and Gyaku Bank at turn 6, and then through the long left of 7 and Nippo corner at turn 8, down towards Degner curve at turn 9, into the braking zone at 10. And the first sector of this circuit has a lot of flow to it. Drivers will be trying to just switch back their way through before ultimately hoping they make it through turn 9, Brenton, which is a very fast king corner. If they can make it through there, get themselves under brakes at 10, they can almost set themselves up for an overtaking opportunity up at turn 11 for Nissan brake hairpin.
Yeah, a lot of action happens at the two Degners, 9 and 10. The cars tend to outbrake themselves and carry too much speed into 10. And as you said, like the exit of 11 is important. Good little passing opportunity at 11, but you can really get your lap time absolutely sorted when you go through the curves like the S's, like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like Mika Hakkinen was asked years ago, and he was always very, very good at Suzuka, but he was asked years ago, what is the proper racing line through those S's? And his answer was, I still don't know. And so many drivers take those S's so differently. And, we're talking about 2-time world champion, 3-time world champion, Mika Hakkinen. He still doesn't know even to this day. Then you've got Spoon Curve, and then the famous 130R, which I would imagine be flat with these cars. And then going into, it used to be the Casino Curves, or the Casino Triangle, whatever it used to be at 16, 17, and 18. Looks like it's been changed to Hitachi at the moment. So there you go. Did not know that.
Well, we look forward to seeing how these drivers do tonight and if they can survive this circuit in qualifying conditions, of course, as they're straight out there right away. And for Sam Muir, he needs to start getting down and dirty this season. He's yet to take a race win in a feature race this season. Probably been the toughest start for him thus far to a championship run that he's had over the last 3 seasons. Of course, he is the back-to-back champion at this stage. Ryan Bettis, though, is putting him to the sword this season, as is Dylan Shepherd, and as is Daniel Harris, who all sit ahead of him right now in the championship standings. And with Ryan racing so clean this season, Brenton, no penalties to his name, Sam's going to have to rely on a little bit more than his clean driving that we're used to him having, and he's going to have to start finding some pace in this car.
Yeah, absolutely. We 5 rounds in. Still a lot of work to go. And there's other things going on in racing that might draw attention away. I hope not. But like I said, Ryan Bettis at the moment, it shouldn't be a shock to anyone that he is up there, because the guy is a quality driver, and someone that again slipped under the radar for such a long time. Probably really only has come out in the last 6 months, maybe. But he has been all class so far this season and has done stuff that no one else in any of these championships done. I mean, we've had exceptional drivers like Job Stewart. Well, Ryan has done stuff that Job Stewart hasn't done. So, hats off to Ryan, and looking forward to seeing what he can do here tonight.
Well, we'll see what Ryan Bettis can do, what Muir can do as well. First lap times beginning to come in. Ryan Mueller goes up to P4. Great lap from him, just edging out Miles Burgess in behind him. His teammate Dylan Gray's gone to the provisional P2 position for Silver Class. Alex Tzikis, P2 at the moment overall, P1 for the Silver Class with a 2-minute dead lap time for the Jet Murray Racing driver. That's a great lap time from Alex. He has now got some help out there tonight as well. His teammate Jason Douglas has recently signed up for the series this last week, so Jace is in for his first race tonight. Those guys both in Silver Class, be able to work together maybe to help Alex achieve a championship here this season.
Yeah, and I saw Lockie Capel and Sam Blacklock and Scotty Rankin here for, remind me, Drop Bear.
Yep.
So it's good to have them all going well again. I noticed that Lockie might have missed a couple of rounds. I'm assuming he has.
Yes, as has Sam. Unfortunately, those guys have missed a few rounds. Same with Mackenzie Stewart as well, their teammates. So we knew that Sam was going to miss a couple, and obviously Mackenzie told us too. But yeah, it's a shame that Lockie hasn't been here every single week. He has been here though, majority. But at this stage of the season,
and obviously Dylan Shepherd might have made a mistake on his opening lap too, in P12. That's and not a lap time that would be relative to him by the end of the session. It's 3.5 seconds, which he obviously made a little bit of mistake there, or might have got stuck in some traffic. And Dylan Shepherd goes top with the second person into the 59.366.
He heard you and felt that as a challenge then, Brenton. He's like, yeah, I know it's not a lap time I need. Watch this one, 1 minute 59.37 for Dylan Shepherd. I mean, what an incredible lap time from him on that run. Just want to give a shout as well to Ellie Gardner, racing here tonight in memory of her grandmother, who she unfortunately lost earlier this week as well. So that's a special cow livery. Apparently her grandmother loved cows, so I want to give a shout out to Ellie on that one there, and she'll be hoping for a good result out the back of Suzuka's race here this evening as well. So we wish Ellie the best of luck here this evening. Daniel Harris yet to set a lap time. We'll see if this lap is looking like a heater for him. Well, it looks like he's not having any improvements thus far. He struggled to set a lap last week at Motegi. He only got one in. It was good enough for a top 5 race start, but he'll have to find something here if he wants to set the time. But good, clean air around him. Probably no excuses for him to not set a lap time at this stage, especially if someone of Daniel's caliber.
So I'm just going to go back to Ellie's skin there, or livery, sorry. Years ago, there was an Australian professional sim racing team, Mad Cow Racing.
Yes.
I don't think they exist anymore. But back in the day, they're world famous. Like, there used to be a really, really good GT3 Pro World Championship, an exceptional championship. And the Mad Cow team was exceptionally popular. And yeah, the delivery was a bit of a piss take at times, let's be honest. But the drivers that they had were exceptionally good. So look at Ellie's car there right at the moment, and it reminds me very much of the old Mad Cow Racing.
Well, it works as a little throwback, and then also as a heartwarming gesture as well for Ellie too. And you know what? I don't mind a little one-off livery like that looks a bit eclectic as well. I think it's cool. It gets a bit of personality onto the grid. We've already got a couple of chats out there already with us. Joe Dyson watching from over in Florida, already in the chat with us. Good morning to you, sir, as well. Harry Dodd saying he's going to miss the start of qualifying. He's only just gotten back from the gym, so obviously he's had a heavy lift session, according to Dodsy. Mez is out there in the chat too, as is Joel and Hansen. So both those guys missing tonight's race. We hope to see them back again for next time out on the road at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the 7th round of the season, and our next feature round this season as well. 60 minutes in Mexico City. That is going to be a tough night for these drivers, as Angus Lawford has put his car into P3. He's just pulled out of the lap though at the end of it. He's taken it back to pit lane. We will be cut off at the 15 minutes, Bretton, being that it is a sprint round tonight. So if they're going to get a lap in, they've got to do it within the next 6 minutes. They cannot overextend the 15. And if they think there's lap time in the car, i.e. Daniel Harris or co, then they've got to get a wriggle on, and they've got to put a lap under them.
Yeah, so look at these. The three drivers, Blacklock, Bettis, Capel, and Dodds, who's just joined us. I haven't actually seen Blacklock, Bettis, and Capel even finish a lap yet. So
I don't think they've been out there.
Yeah, exactly. So there's three quality drivers sitting around doing nothing at the moment. Not sure why.
Maybe they're wanting to go from the back end of the grid to the front end of the grid. Maybe just make it a little bit more difficult for themselves.
Nah, that's not what racing's about.
I know, I agree.
So I would absolutely not encourage that. I don't think that's the spirit of what we're after, and I actually think it's a bit condescending to everybody else. So I would hope that doesn't happen. But that's that's up to them what they do. But at the moment we've got Shepherd and Muir 1-2 with Lawford and Jack Wilkins with a really good effort P4 at the moment.
Yeah. We expect a good result tonight from Jack. He's shown some good pace over the last few weeks. He's had a little bit of poor luck though, so we'll see how well Jack can do out on the road in the silver class here this evening as well. Scott Rankin's lining up for a new lap time. He missed last week's race due to a new job opportunity that he's taken on board recently. Participated in yesterday's Premier Endurance League race. I did jab him a lot of times, I must say, for the fact that he did not manage to defeat good friend of the channel, Peter Baxter, in that race. Pete actually beat him. In fact, Pete won the lower class yesterday. Scotty failed to finish that race, unfortunately, for Mr. Rankin. So, but we hope for him to have a better run tonight, and continue to push forward. And shout out Dylan Shepherd as well. The Open Series of PL 2 Sundays ago. Unfortunately, he was taken out towards the end of the race by Connor Nixon and failed to get a good finish. But he was on for a good one before that happened. So, Dylan's a man on form at the moment. He's got some good pace, and I think there is going to be some success coming in 2026 for him. Through the sim, whether that's through GT racing, Porsche Cup racing, or even if he goes and dabbles at the supercar at some point as well.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously quite a bit going on at the moment. Look, obviously, looks like there's a last to first challenge going on, from what I can see in the comments.
Yeah, apparently, I think Jack's going to attempt a last to first challenge. We'll see how that works out if he is going to join the session. But Bettis is currently away from the sim at the moment, so that'll be why he's not on track just yet.
Yeah, he's in pit lane now, though. So
he is in pit lane. He's about to exit now to start a lap. So we'll see.
So, but he's only got 3 minutes, so he can. He's not.
No, he's realised that it's too late. He can't set a lap. Lachlan Capel's come out probably with just enough time to get back and start a lap, but that's going to be dicey. This is going to have to be an all-timer from him. Blacklock's going to miss the cutoff, though. He can't get out and set another one. Neither can Luke Crum, who's in pit lane as well. So
not really going to be worth highlighting those that don't. No, I'm not a fan. It's not what the series is about. But I'm sure they'll do a good job in the race. But meanwhile, those who are doing qualifying, Dylan Shepherd, Sam Muir, Dan Harris has moved to P3, which is really good, and he's certainly been a challenger throughout.
He has indeed. Sam Muir now begins his final run in qualifying. He needs to find himself 1.5 tenths if he hopes to put this car onto pole position. Actually, it's a bit more. No, I'm right. It is 1.5 tenths, or actually 0.05 of a second. It's even less than that. A tenth will do it though for him. He needs to get it down to 159.3 if he hopes to defeat Dylan Shepherd, who is currently on track at the moment. And we can even give you the sector times comparatively between them across this final lap here in qualifying to see how both of them will go on their run here to the checkered flag in qualification process. Shepherd is currently faster than Muir in Sector 1. And for Muir, this lap is looking a little bit messy. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get in pole position, and I think he's realised that. And he's just lost the rear end.
Yep. So, front row start for Sam Muir. He won't be unhappy with that. And we're only talking 6/100ths of a second between first and second. And even then, it's it was really close with Dan Harris, only a 10th off of pole position, and Angus Lawford, a bit of a gap to Angus Lawford, but at the moment, top 4, minute 20 to go. Don't forget that once the clock goes to 0, then that is it. You won't be able to finish that lap.
Well, I've had confirmation in the chat too. Jack Anderson wasn't going to, as it said it was close, but then it somehow let him in, so we may see him on the road here tonight after all at the back end of town for the bronze class. Really unfortunate for Jack. His last race was out at Jerez a few weeks ago. He actually had a massive steering failure halfway through the race that put him into the wall and ended his night, and turned out as a very disheartening moment at that stage as well. So it's good to see he's back out there having a crack after missing a round, and hopefully he can get a good result and his steering stays stable for him across this attempt here tonight. We've got 40 seconds in qualifying left to go. So final lap times are about to start coming in. Lachlan Capel is just coming up and around 200R at this stage. And down towards Spoon Corner, he is going to have 25 seconds to get that car back to pit lane. I don't think he's close enough at this stage, Brenton, to actually finish out this lap. So that's going to be null and void. Angus Lawford, well, he's already finished his lap. He's in the same position. Jack Wilkins is too far away. Miles Burgess has just come around 130R. Ellie Gardner, what a time. 159.96 drops Lawford down a position. That'll end out qualifying. That'll be the final time we see on the board as everyone gets chucked out of the cars. And it is Dylan Shepherd on pole position this evening for the first race here tonight. 2 races to come your way, of course, through the sprint round format, a 20-minute heat, and then a 40-minute feature with the top 10 grid inverted off of the results based from race number 1. And as everyone gets prepped and ready to go racing, this is the starting grid for round 5 of season 4, race 1. Dylan Shepherd will start pole position ahead of Sam Muir, with Daniel Harris and Ellie Gardner starting on the second row of the grid. Angus Lawford will start alongside silver pole sitter Jack Wilkins in P6, with Miles Burgess starting ahead of Curtis Bird, with Dylan Gray and Ryan Mueller making up the top 10. Pat Klein, Jared McLeod will then make up the 6th row of the grid ahead of Alex Tazikas and Scott Rankin, with Craig Schultz and pole sitter of the bronze class, Gary Watson. That might be the first time Gary's ever actually qualified in pole for bronze. Good on you, Gary. Well done. Harry Dodds, Tyler Williams ahead of Jamie Fleming and Ross Armour ahead of Rick Cowling, Fitzgerald and Tim Nicol for the top 22. Todd Suter, Jason Douglas in his debut will start out of P24 here this evening, with Luke Crum and Sam Blacklock starting behind. Lachlan Capel, Ryan Bettis and Jack Anderson will make up our 29 car grid here this evening. Our race controllers once again, Greg Fafellin is our chief race steward, Leith McClimmon alongside him, and Jordan Ferguson has actually showed up tonight to be the safety car driver. Thank you, Jordan, very much. He missed last week, so I'm just giving him a little poke there, Bretton, that he forgot. So.
Just listening to Greg Favell, the steward, just listening to his briefing. Greg does a really good job. He's now, I would think, probably the leading steward in the country for sim racing. He does an excellent job. He doesn't muck around. He knows his rules and lays it down. Doesn't put your foot around at all. So it does an excellent job.
We're very, very lucky to have Greg here as part of the series.
So he does quite a few series now. Like I said, and a very, very capable driver in his own right. Yep. 2 people have to remember, he is a very, very good driver.
So we're just waiting for our top 3 to get gridded up. Daniel Harris has just joined the grid now, waiting for Dylan Shepherd, Sam Muir, as well as Alex Tazikas and Harry Dodds to also join the grid. There is Dylan Shepherd on the pole here tonight. So we look forward to seeing what Sheppo can do for the OPR fans. I hope they're fired up that he's gotten a pole position here this evening, as he will be hoping to try and maximise, get himself a race win here in race 1. And maybe go on to get a race win in race 2 as well. But with Sam Muir, Daniel Harris and co sitting right in behind him, they will all be breathing down his neck and putting pressure on him off this race start. And maybe, just maybe, try and steal the win from him here throughout the next 20 minutes. Chances of safety car tonight? Well, I think it really depends where the incidents are going to be happening. I would argue, Brenton, Suzuka feels like a track with a 40% chance of a safety car, I would say. Depending on the stage of the track where the incident happens when the car stops, that's definitely going to dictate. I think if it's in the first sector, you've got no hope of finding the safety car out there, but any other point on the track, we could very well see one. As lights go up for the drivers, and we get prepped and ready for 20 minutes at Suzuka Circuit. We are underway for the first time here tonight. Dylan Shepherd gets a good start, but as does Harris and Muir. They'll be challenging him down towards turn 1 as Harris goes for the outside run on Sam Muir. Tucks it up into P2. Lawford runs it a little bit wide in the background, but everyone else trying to scramble their way on through. But Dylan Shepherd, what a start. He leads them through the S's for the first time.
Yeah, really good move by Harris, and good respectful driving by Muir as well. There's the championship to be had for both these guys. They've got to keep their noses clean. You don't want any penalty points. A little bit of a nudge there. Was that Ryan Mueller on, I'm not sure who that was, maybe on Angus Lawford. So, actually, no, on Jared McLeod. But after that, looks like a very good clean start.
Yeah, it was a great clean start early on. And they'll be loving the fact that off the wet conditions last week, that they've got a nice dry track this week here at Suzuka. And they'll be feeling the grip under them here tonight. One thing, we did notice last week though, Brenton, was actually when it is in wet conditions, not in greasy conditions, in wet conditions, the cars actually handle very well. It's when they start to get in that in-between without an intermediate tyre, that's when the car really starts to struggle. So we'll see if maybe the weather gods have that in plan in future seasons or not. Not currently this season, but at this stage of the race, we had a couple of cars running wide further back. Oh my God, including Tyler Williams, who has clobbered the wall down there. So it is all heating up at the back end of town as Ryan Bettis is trying to force his way through the field, knowing he's starting from the back end tonight. Himself, Capel and Blacklock have got to try and get to the front early.
Yeah, I won't be highlighting those three too much. I've made it choice at back, so that's what they want to do, but that's not what I'm going to be here to highlight tonight. But at the moment, like, these cars apparently can take a hit. Like, they can take a hit and they can keep going, so they're pretty steadfast. Look at the move here. There's 3 wide going into Casino, and there's a contact. Mueller's been hit. So Mueller's been hit on contact. Yeah, that was always going to happen. Like, if you go to the replay, you'll see that was pretty crowded as they all went in there. And unfortunately for Ryan, he's the innocent party that's been caught up amongst all that.
Yeah, we'll try and get some replays for everyone out there of everything that's happened across this first lap. It all started out back at turn 11 on this initial incident on the run through for just at 200R. So we see one of the JMR cars on the inside, then a big send up the inside. Suda runs off track. Williams follows him as well, and it's just a bit of a schmozzle down there of drivers trying to force their way through early. They somehow managed to get away unscathed. Unsure how they've done that, but they've managed to do that at that stage of the race. But this was how Ryan Mueller has ended up off track inside of the top 10. So 3 wide down towards the chicane. Mueller on his outside, McLeod on the inside, Wilkins just ahead of them. And as he's come in, Mueller has he's just cut across the nose of Curtis Bird. So that's not helping him in that case. And unfortunately for Mueller, I think, Curtis is far enough on him. He needs to leave him space to the inside.
Yeah, you certainly can't give a penalty to Curtis there. He's done nothing wrong. Mueller's come straight across. Not sure I think should be a penalty for either there. Raced against it 3 wide. But unfortunately for Ryan, he's the one that's come out the worst. He's certainly making some moves now as he just goes past who is...
That's Tyler Williams. He's just gone past.
Williams had his own dramas in early stages. So, yeah, so not much damage to the Mueller car. He's pushing on quite well. But another car going wide there. Boom.
Yeah, so more and more drivers running it wide at this stage of the race. I think that might have been either Harry Dodds or Ellie Gardner who's run it wide down there. But for Dylan Shepherd, he's leading the way very, very strong at this stage. Joel and Hanson asking in the chat, absolutely crazy looking graphics. Really intrigued in how you made it look so good. I maxed out all settings. Still looks nowhere near this good. That is big thanks to my new 9950X 3D CPU and my 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM that I installed in this PC over the last 2 weeks. So yeah, that's been the big help, and that's what's allowed us to be able to go racing live again on Monday nights, which to the person who helped me afford those items, I thank them very, very much. It's made my life a hell of a lot easier. At this stage of the race, I was about to say something, but Jack Anderson has gone round at the back end of the field all on his own, it seems. So that's not the start he would have wanted after jumping in at the last minute here tonight.
Yeah, he's off pace anyway, so it's really tonight. It's all about learning, I would think, for Jack. Yeah, an unfortunate mistake there. Last lap of 2 minutes 14, so obviously well off pace. Last lap of the race so far, 2 minutes flat. Flat point 036 is 5/100th faster than our race leader, Dylan Shepherd. So Harris and Shepherd are leading the way, 2.5 seconds ahead of Cam Miller, just gradually pulling away. And Angus Lawford and Ellie Gardner, they're not disappearing at all. They're being a comfortable 4th and 5th.
Yep. Dylan Gray as well leads the way for the silver class at this stage of the race as well. He's had a pretty up and down season thus far, but I've been very impressed by Dylan's racecraft this season. It seems to have improved massively over the last 12 months. It's really good to see out of Dylan. He currently leads to Jack Wilkins and Jared McLeod, with Alex Suzuka, Scott Rankin, Pat Klein and Harry Dodds all trailing. So top 7 of the silver class are all in a row right now. Back there, leading the bronze class at this stage tonight as Pat Klein is, oh my God, massive pressure here from Harry Dodds, who tucks it up his inside at Spoon and takes the position.
Yeah, a bit of a nudge before that. So that was set up before with Dodds and with Klein. There's a bit of a hip and shoulder there, and Klein isn't going to lie down here. Dodds is going to still go at him here as they come into the braking area. So you would have already missed it there. Dodds is going to be clear as they go in. It looks like Dodds is going to be clear in that Project X car.
And he's managed to get through at this stage. Luke Crum has had an incident in behind them as well at this stage. We'll see how unfortunate it is for Crummy. He's been away from the series for a couple of rounds. Good to see him back out there, but it seems to be a self-made mistake down at Spoon Corner. Let's see how this is. Oh, unfortunately, it's mid-corner. Round she goes. Bit of classic Porsche stuff for you right there, and it's a shame for Luke Crum to be spun around like that, unfortunately. But at the front end, Dylan Shepherd is being pressured here by Daniel Harris, hot on his heels. And in behind them, Sam Muir, Angus Lawford and Ellie Gardner are battling away.
I would say on this battle with Dodds and Klein, I'm right on it, and Klein's not going away. Even showed his nose not far before. Ooh, just let someone go off. That's not ideal. But yeah, so Klein is all over the back of Dodds. Dodds made a aggressive move, has to be said. But now Klein's got his car settled again. Dodds is very, very quick through the S and also into 11. But Klein is very, very quick elsewhere, and good gains there. Oh, might have gone in too deep there. So as they exit 11, but maybe just stretching out after that little mistake.
Yeah, I think he may have just tried to get himself a run around 200R off 11, and I think, he just went that little bit too deep, carried a little bit too much speed, and didn't want to pull up, and ultimately that's given him up a lot more speed than he would have hoped for, as Sam Blacklock has had a moment further back in the field. He's been off track, but he is continuing on. Bronze class leader tonight, Tim Nicol, is currently putting under massive pressure as Tyler Williams has been given a drive-through penalty well, it wouldn't be incident points, there must be an incident that's happened out there at this stage. But for Nicol, he is amongst the crowd of gold class drivers of Mueller, Bettis, Blacklock and Bird, who are all trying to fight their way forward as Dylan Gray is having massive blinking issues right in front of Jack Wilkins. And there's no way that Jack can drive like this because he doesn't know where he's gone.
Yeah, and he's calling it in at the moment as well. And it is, like you said, it's very off-putting. And no one goes out deliberately to do that, but it's certainly... Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
It is. It's unfortunate for Dylan because he obviously he doesn't mean for this to happen, but it's also unfortunate for the whole field because everyone's having to deal with it, unfortunately, and it's a shame that's happening to Dylan right now, and hopefully for his sake it doesn't affect anybody else out there at this stage of the race as well. Give an update on some big positions game thus far. Of course, Capel's up 13. Well, we would expect that with him starting further back of the field. But Jace Douglas on debut tonight, up 9 positions for Jet Murray Racing. That's a great effort from him on his debut. He's about 5 spots away from a top 10 at this point. Maybe a little bit of carnage in the next sort of 13 minutes. Could maybe find himself up there.
Absolutely. It was great to welcome new drivers. And Jace Douglas, I reckon he did the official Bathurst 1000 last year. And I remember he did a really, really good This is the guy that incident in
Oh,
front. Just
there it
his
is.
car start everywhere.
Yep, Wilkins has gone round.
Yeah, and Rankin was involved as well. So looking out for the Rankin car, the 56, there's certainly some issues there.
So Wilkins has come in under brakes. Has he lost it on? He lost it on his own. Oh, that is a real shame. Both McLeod and Rankin making post-spin contact. And nothing much more that... Yeah, really unlucky. Shout out Gary Watson, who had that pole position tonight in bronze class. He is working to get better and better and better to Gary. So shout out to you, Gary. He's someone who is literally gone from the back of the field and is getting better and better every single week that he's been here over the last sort of 6 months. So shout out to you, Gary. You're doing a really, really great job, mate. And I hope that this has given you some confidence going forward as well. And I mean, knowing how good Tim is, it's a pretty good tip of the cap for Gary to have gotten pole tonight over Tim. So
Absolutely.
He's done a great job to make that work out for him.
So the battle with Rankin and Burgess is actually heating as well. Burgess was able to get through pretty cleanly. Rankin looked a little bit slow, straight line speed after that contact. Might have some front end, he would have some front end damage. And the other car to watch out for now is Harry Dodds, who's ever improving up 12, up he's P12, but he's up 12 as well. So starting from 24th on the grid, certainly working his way up. And you would think with the 9 minutes we've got to go, he's going to put all sorts of pressure on the back of Rankin and possibly Burgess as well. So still some good things to come for Harry Dodds.
Well, there is indeed. He's had some tastes of success this season, and he's had tastes of success in previous seasons as well. And he's continuing to grow and get better and better in this car as he pushes on. And I think by the end of this year we may see Harry Dodds finally up in gold class, Brenton, where he gets there via a championship win in the silver class. I think that is definitely on the cards for Harry at some point this year, as long as he sticks with this car. I think he's got a lot of prospect in him to try and make that happen for himself towards the end of 2026 as well. Further up the order, Muir and Lawford are still close together, but they're not. They're within about a second of each other at this stage. This is one of our tightest battles though, with Dodds, Rankin, and Burgess is ahead of them, and they're slowly encroaching onto Pat Klein, who's just in P9 at this stage. So there could be an opportunity for two cars to slip into the top 10 if Klein and Burgess make a mistake.
Yeah, and I would, like I said, I would expect Dodds, like with Rankin right now, he's in a position where he's going to draft with Burgess. That's giving him a bit of assistance with the defence from Dodds. But yeah, if Dodds can get himself a little bit closer on the exit of the speed, you would think he would make a serious challenge to the 130R.
Well, we hope.
Capel's been black flagged.
Yeah, Lachlan Capel has been given a black flag for something, a drive-through penalty. Wouldn't think it was incident points, being such a short race. So obviously something's happened tonight involving him.
Yeah, so it's a race control steward issued penalty. So obviously an incident involving Capel from not long ago.
His teammate Sam Blacklock has now made his way up to P14, Bettis up to 13th as well, just to give you guys the tracking of how they're doing after failing to get a qualifying time in tonight. That's purely time-based.
So, but Dodds is really making a move now on Rankin. He's all over the back of him. There's a lot of pressure on him. Little touch here as well. So Dodds is certainly letting Rankin know that he's there.
Well, as everyone is continuing, this is a great battle, and it is really, really heating up as well for these guys to push on like this, and ultimately they are battling tooth and nail for P11 on the road. And I think they know that obviously if Burgess or Klein makes a mistake, all of a sudden that's a top 10. All of a sudden it's also pole position for the next race. Yep. So if they can put this together and survive the next 6.5 minutes. Well, not even just survive, if they can thrive, they could find themselves on the front of the grid for race 2 tonight. It's gone about as clean as I would have expected it to tonight for race 1, Brenton, thus far. Again, we said it's a lower percentage chance of safety cars. Normally, weather has to be a factor for Suzuka to cause safety cars. And ultimately, the majority of the incidents we've been having have just been from either a little bit of spatial awareness or just some self-made mistakes out there.
Yeah, no, you battle with Burgess and Klein. This is for P9 and P10, so ultimately what's the loser of this is going to be pole position. That's a great move by Burgess. That's a quality move by Burgess. to get through Klein now. You would think that Burgess now, he's showing some genuine speed tonight.
He
He's
is.
done a fantastic job. He's got himself now to P9, but now it's Klein who's got Rankin all over the back. You would think Scotty's going to make a move into one here, whether he can hold on or not. Now Klein's still there, but this is a good battle here.
Yeah, it is still raging between them. In the battle for P10, can Rankin get a run on the outside? No, has to back in and back out of it just before the S's on Pat Klein as we look at the back of Miles Burgess's car. And this battle has been hotly contested now for the last few laps. And it could be getting switched on across the next 5 minutes of this race. And there's big onus on it because, well, it's going to dictate our pole position in P2 for race 2 tonight, where the majority of points are on offer. It'll be 160 race points for a win in race 2 tonight. So big onus to try and get up the front end of town where there's bulk points on offer.
And from what I can see, oh, there goes Todd. Todd's on. Todd has absolute cook on the exit of the second Degness. And that's what I was about to say before. If ever there's going to be a safety car, and he's going to be able to get moving. These cars can take a hit. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, Pat Klein's run wide.
Did he get some help there? Did he get a bit of help?
I don't know. We'll find out in just a second here because Pat Klein had just run it wide at turn 11, and that's now allowed Scott Rankin through into P10. So a mistake from Klein has cost him pole position at this stage. This is what happened to Dodds down at the Degners. Yeah, I think he has because he's hopped the curb, ran it a bit wide, and as he's gone underneath the bridge, around it's gone. And then let's just watch this camera again. This is how this happened to Pat Klein up at turn 11. So as he's coming round, Rankin's trying to go up the inside. He got a little wiggle through turn 11, ran it way wide. Great catch, but that gave Rankin the bite of the cherry that he exactly needed to steal P10 away from Pat Klein. But with 4 minutes to go, still plenty of time for Klein to snatch it back off of Rankin on board the Orbit drop back car.
A couple of things have happened here, like happy birthday to Scotty, he's gone up. But right now, though, with his car's got some front-end damage from a few laps ago that we saw, he's now not in the draft, so his defence is going to be so much harder. And whilst, yes, Klein made that mistake on the previous lap, I would think that Klein's going to be every chance of getting back past Scotty. And this is a big position because, like you're saying, whoever can get that P10 will be on pole for the next race. And I can tell you, like, from the quality of these two guys driving, from pole position, they are every chance of winning this race.
Well, they are. They are. I mean, especially if it is really chaotic at the back end of the top 10 of the start of the next race, which it often can be. All of a sudden, these guys look to be in a good position. I mean, you think about drivers who've started higher up the order and have run away with a great performance before. I think of Brady Stanley back at Chicago last season. Started pole, went on to win the race, win his first race at Chicago in the feature race last season. I mean, it's highly possible it can happen again here tonight. It's happened before. It's always going to happen again. Tonight could be one of those nights that it does happen because at the best of times, Suzuka can be pure chaos when people are trying to force their way through the field from the back end of a top 10 or even the back end of the field as well.
Whilst these guys are battling, there is a bit of a looming shadow behind. So we'd like to see if Rankin and Klein can hold on to these positions for 10 and 11.
Sorry, it's heating up here between Muir and Lawford for P3.
Yep.
Lawford's just gone round the outside at 130R and he's managed to hold it at Casino. Can he get it? Oh my God! What a move from Angus Lawford.
Great move.
That is.
And Ellie Gardner there too. Ellie had a really good release there. So watch for this. It looks like the last lap. Is it the last lap? Flags out?
Yes, it is. It is.
So a lot to play for here in the last lap.
Well, battle for P3 is on. Battle for P10 is on as well. So there's a lot of onus on these battles at this stage of the race and this stage of the season as well. Big championship implications at this point in time. With 90 seconds left on the clock, every driver will get the white flag now that they've crossed the strike. As we ride on board with Sam Muir, he's got to try and find a way to get back past Lawford, who's been filled with confidence over the last few weeks in this car. But with Ellie Gardner right on his heels, Muir seems to be bleeding right now.
What is going on here with the two-time defending champion? Driving around those who are forever improving, but I don't think Sam looks overly comfortable with the car at the moment, not going to lie. It just whether it's the track or whether he just hasn't been able to get some practice in, but he just does not look at home in the car. And Lawford's move was a quality move. And Ellie Gardner is every chance getting release here, and I reckon, stick with it, Ellie. You would have got to that. A lot's going to happen here at Spoon.
Oh, it will. If the exit is compromised, it puts a lot of onus on 130R. And for the opportunity of Gardner, she has to maximise this exit of Spoon. For Muir, he's got to try and hold her off and still try and take it back from Lawford. Yep, real shallow.
Gardner's got a really good run here. There's just a basic mistake by Muir there. He was never going to get that past bumper. He's now got to the position where he's now looking behind, not in front. And Gardner can hold this around the outside.
Oh, no! Gardner's run it wide and thrown it away.
Had to have a go.
Had to have a go. But for Dylan Shepherd, he is the king of race 1 tonight. Pole to race win for Dylan Shepherd. Max points in race 1. Daniel Harris comes home in P2. Lawford survives the onslaught from Muir and Gardner to make up our top 5 as well. Dylan Gray will survive the blinking gods to come home P1 for the silver class. Alex Tzoukas, Jared McLeod is in behind him on that podium. Miles Burgess comes home P9, and Scott Rankin will start pole position of race 2 after withstanding the pressure from Pat Klein in behind him. Bettis and Blacklock will start from P12 and P13. They'll have work to do in race 2 across that 40 minutes. Fleming and then Tim Nicol wins it for the bronze class here in race number 1 this evening. And he'll also make up the top 15 at the same time. Great effort from him. Gary Watson, Luke Crum make up that podium as well, by the way, for the bronze class. Solid effort from those 3 guys.
Yeah, we didn't put a lot of focus on Shepherd, Harris and Lawford, but fantastic job by all 3 of them. And the move by Lawford at the end there was absolute quality. And the racing at the front was good. Shepherd ended up being quite comfortable, 4.5, 5 seconds for the race win. And we've got to put a shout out to Alex Tzoukas, the leading silver driver. P7 over the line is a fantastic effort.
That's a great effort from Alex of JMR, and he'll be obviously hoping to try and take home a championship win this season.
That goes a long way.
It does go a long way, and adds to the confidence a lot as well. And he'll be hoping, of course, that after when the 2 drop rounds are counted prior to round 9, that he still sits in a solid and positive position going forward in the championship. Those, of course, will be counted after next week on our graphic and in a couple of weeks' time on the SimRacer Hub as well. We're going to take a quick break to give a quick thank you to iRacing and Alta VRS, for obviously supporting the series. They've been supporting us ever since around about a year ago now, so they've been a great partner of the series as well, so massive thank you to those guys. 5-minute wipe to come your way with every car looking just maybe to go get themselves a little break or a little snack or a little drink, or even maybe a couple more laps as well. So don't go anywhere. Go get yourself a drink and a snack. Prepare yourselves. 40 minutes of racing still to come your way after this quick ad break from Virtual Racing School, talking about their new pedals that they've got on offer for you.
These are the VRS Dark Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All 3 pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so a really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Massive thank you to our series sponsor once again, VRS Virtual Racing School, for being with us for the year of 2025 and into the start of 2026 as well. It's a partnership that we hope to continue on forward throughout the rest of 2026 too, right here for Porsche Cup Series. Of course, I also want to give a shout out to our other series sponsors, SPP Graphics as well, Blackheart Designs, and us here at Infinity Broadcasting. If you want to help support us going forward, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. We're on the road to 350 subscribers. It's a milestone we would love to hit by the end of February, and you guys can help us take the first step there by clicking that subscribe button. It is free, and it helps support us and the series that we broadcast. So much more racing action to come your way, obviously, across the next few weeks. Next one on the docket for you this week, Saturday evening, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Action for Season 26, Round 7, as we go racing out at Sebring International Circuit. Myself and Brett Fisher in the booth for that one. For the Split 2 action, it'll be our 300-kilometre endurance race that evening. My co-commentator, Brenton O'Brien, will be in the race control booth for that one. And Brenton, hopefully for your sake, it's a nice and quiet evening, but I hope for the viewers' sake, we get some chaos at Sebring on Saturday.
Well, it's been a very successful season so far, and very quiet one, certainly last weekend at Silverstone. But yeah, so for all those out there who want to see some vets action, yeah, it's been a cracker of a season. All four splits have had plenty of drama, so looking forward to what happens on Thursday night, and also whilst we're talking about championships, to me, not to mention that registrations have opened for another Porsche series, Porsche Pro Invitational Series, brought to you by Moser, which is going to be on Wednesday night. So pre-qualifying is coming up for that on February 25th. So go have a look at that.
Yep, get into your pre-qualifying, and as a part, obviously, of this slight partnership that myself and Bretton have been building as co-commentators, it means that also with that Pro Series calendar that's now been released as well, we can now also release our series calendar for Season 5 with sign-ups going live in the coming weeks as well. It'll be a short turnaround between seasons, only 2 weeks, with a pre-qualification process for new drivers who sign up before next season. Current drivers, they won't need to pre-qualify. They will remain in their classes unless we feel that they have been massively misclassed going into the new season. That new calendar for you will be as follows. We'll be pre-qualifying out at the Motos variant of Jerez Circuit, and then we'll be running through Belle Isle, Road Atlanta, Spa-Francorchamps will be the first week that we line up with the Pro Series for round 3. Then we go to Zolder for round 4, Magny-Cours, Donington Park, Mugello, the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, specifically for us, the WEC layout for our second Pro Series lineup week, and into our grand final and semi-final. Semi-final, as long as it is released, at St. Petersburg in round 9, and then for round 10, we'll be back at Adelaide Street Circuit.
Yeah, some good tracks amongst that. Looking forward to, I love Mugello. I think Mugello is an absolute ripper of a track, and not used near enough, and yes, St. Petersburg does interest me, so hopefully
I really at this stage it looks like it's going to be likely for next season, as everyone will line up for race number 1. Our top 10's been reversed. Scott Rankin, Miles Burgess, McLeod, Suzuka, Gray, Gardner, Muir, Lawford, Harrison, Shepherd are starting inside of the top 10 as we're racing once again. 40 minutes on the clock. A pit stop here tonight as well. You can be guaranteed some pit stop action, but we're also guaranteed action off this start line as Rankin leads into turn 1 and turn 2, but a massive wide run mistake has allowed Burgess and almost Alec Tazikas through as well. Can he hold on at this stage? He just can. That was a ripper start, though, for some of those drivers. Yep.
Todd just had an issue at the back there. He's called something into the race control to have a look at, and he dropped to the tail of the field, unfortunately, him and Jace Douglas. But yeah, up the front, probably just that little bit of mistake going too deep. And I don't think it's a bad thing Miles Burgess is going to get lead, because there's a lot of chasing that is back. This guy is quick.
He is quick, and he'll be trying to do the job for his teammates, Dylan Shepherd, and Ryan Bettis to hold back the oncoming Daniel Harris, who's already up 3 positions in this race and is looking to line up a move on Dylan Gray momentarily. Can he get it done down towards 10-11? He's not quite close enough. Muir wants one on him, though. Oh.
Yeah, for the first time, here and there, but it looked pretty clean in the end.
Yeah, looking nice and tidy at this stage, and it's great to see from them as well. And again, a nice, clean race start. These drivers are really starting to get their own. Yeah.
Capel's very aggressive on Klein. This is for 15th and 14th. Capel wants to make a bit of a move here as quick as he can. He had a drive-through penalty from race 1. So now he's going to start thinking about making moves to work his way up.
Yeah, he'll begin the push momentarily. Will Lachlan Capel as Ross Armour. Oh my God, Ross Armour's gone round and someone has just clobbered the wall back there as well. Who was that? That was back at the old pit start as well. Multiple cars running it wide down here. I saw someone almost hit the old pit start finish straight up at the top of the hill. It was a very, very weird moment. We'll try and track back on some of these incidents that have happened on lap 1. Harry Dodds was one of the first of them. As he's come around turn 1, he's lost the rears after that looked like a little bit of contact, maybe net code from Gary Watson down there, and that's how he's gone round. Jace Douglas has then had his own moment further around the course too. He started from pit lane. He actually missed the race start. Oh my God, he nearly collided with Jamie Fleming, who had already been off. Wow. Yeah,
so we can't blame Douglas for that because would have had to have steered harder to make any avoiding action there on Fleming. So, yeah. That's just a progression thing, and done what he can. Actually, did a really good job in avoiding that. Cost him obviously a lot of time, but the alternative was to face plant himself on the side of the Fleming car.
So that's what's happened to Ross Armour down there, and then someone around him has. Oh, I don't even know if it's there that I can even find it, but someone down there had nearly hit the. It's getting heated.
What's going on?
There is indeed. Daniel Harris is trying to make this move happen on Dylan Gray, but Dylan is trying to hold him back as best as he can. But Daniel wants a car between him and Shepherd. He dives Gray down towards Spoon. Watch for Shepherd as well. He wants to go with him. And Bettis as well is up there.
So up the front, Burgess is first standing like 203.5 in comparison with the Shepherd car over 206. That was starting from P10. So, the gap is not significant. That's not a big gap at all. You would expect these guys have not dropped near as far back. They've actually had quite a good run with the field getting through some slower cars early, and you would think they're going to have a heavy influence by the end of the race.
Yeah. We'll see how this is going to work out towards the end of this one. Obviously, there will be a pit stop at some stage tonight as well, but maybe a safety car is needed for those who are further and further back after some early incidents in this race. Gary Watson has come into pit lane, and I believe that is for a black flag, so he has been given a penalty for the contact with Harry Dodds, so he'll have to commit to the drive-through now.
Yep. So, well, he's getting it over numbered early. You never know, there could be a safety car that gets him back into it, but, it's not a very safety car friendly circuit, as we already know. Daniel Harris, in the meantime, is defending hard against the race 1 winner, Dylan Shepherd. These guys are both quality drivers. They're both clean. They're both fast. They're both exceptionally good in the Porsche. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot that goes towards the championship with these two as well.
That's right. And Shepherd wants to dive him up the inside at turn 10. Couldn't quite get the run in that he wanted. And now the pressure will build once again up towards turn 11. As in behind Bettis, he's got Sam Muir trying to chase him down, but Dylan Gray is the X factor in this. He's holding back the championship leader right now as Shepherd tries to push ahead to Daniel Harris, who doesn't want to lose that front pack tonight, Brenton. He wants to hang with him, try and take himself a race win, but the more these guys battle, it's only going to help the likes of Burgess, Rankin, Tzidakis and Gardner run away from them further throughout this race.
Well, let's look at the past and let's look at the future. There's a battle between Muir, two-time defending champion, and the current series leader, Ryan Bettis. And Bettis had a terrible run, a terrible exit there at 11, which gave Muir that chance to kick his nose in. He didn't really do it. Showed a pretty good racecraft with the Muir car because he knows there's a long burn in here. We've got 34 minutes to go on this race. About 18 laps to go. Thinking they're not going to make it on fuel, correct me?
No, they won't. They'll need at least one with a 35% tank capacity this evening.
Oh, Pettis has dropped out, hasn't he? No, he's back.
No, he's back. I think he's having a little blink maybe here or there as Gardner wants this move onto Zekas, but she's not quite willing to send him just yet so early on in this race. I suppose she's not really dropping much time to Rankin and Burgess, so she doesn't need to push too hard at this point, but if he starts to hold her up, that's when she's going to get hungry to try and make the move.
Yeah, I'm still on the better car here with Dylan Gray. Dylan Gray, really good defence into 1 and 2 and then through the S's here. Okay, let's go it again. So, next lap. So, lap 3. Rankin was actually the fastest car out there with a 2 minute .2. Times are pretty standard now. 2 minute 5 for 2 minutes .5 for Dylan Shepherd. And then this battle that's going on now with Gray, Bettis, and Muir is costing them just a little bit. Well, that's a bit of a nudge there. Don't be surprised if Bettis gets called here for that little bit of a nudge on Dylan Gray there. Wouldn't be surprised on Tegner too. And deep under brakes there not long after. Yeah,
that's Blacklock. That's Blacklock that's just come past. Capel's in behind him now, so yeah, he's I mean, realistically, he's just bled 3 positions because of a knock from Bettis. So whether they, I would say because he's still running, maybe Bettis would get a redress or something. Just let him pass, but
I don't think you can redress now because there's been more than one car between them, so it's going to have to be dealt with. Not by saying that, it needs to be called in, and I have not heard Dylan Gray call that in.
Maybe he feels that Rubbing's racing and he would do the same thing and wouldn't expect, Ryan to call him in.
Also, there could be a safety car.
Oh. Actually, yeah, Ross Armour is stationary at the moment.
Oh, there's a chance. Throw it. Absolutely, you'd be throwing it.
This is at so he's come through 130R up towards the chicane. He's without a rear wing. Yeah, he does. Yeah, this has been an unfortunate night for him thus far.
So what's wrong with the car there? Or is he just...
Oh, I don't know. So he continues on.
I don't know what's wrong.
I think he keeps on pushing on. Yeah, he doesn't know that I don't think he knows he's without a rear wing. Yeah. So
safety car's being called.
Yep. So safety car will come out. Yeah.
It's going to go Jack doing spec here, I would imagine. Going to lose the rear because he doesn't know that he doesn't have a rear wing.
Oh, and it's rear contact as well.
Yep. And is he stuck there because of that, or is it an engine that's gone?
Looks like I would say maybe it's the rear wheel possibly is stuck or it's come off possibly as well. Something's definitely happened to his car, but safety car's out there. So Jordan Ferguson at the helm.
So straight away, we look at those who had a drive-through penalty earlier. I think Jace Douglas, he had an issue absolutely early on for sure.
I've also noticed as well. I think Ryan Mueller is out of this race as well. So he's been out since lap 2, unfortunately for Ryan.
He's been in the pits for over 3 minutes now. So some issues there. Now, what does the safety car do? Number one, obviously it's right up the field. But for the Miles Burgess and the Scotty Rankins and Alex Deakus, like in P3 from Silver class, an exceptional effort. But the battle right now, I'm really surprised Dylan Gray didn't call that in because it looked to me like it was at least a shoulder. But, if he wants to say Rubbing's racing, good luck to him, we'll get on with it. Safety car is on the circuit. Let's see, you would think everyone would be.
Oh, Rankin has stayed out, as is Gardner, as is Harris.
Okay, so what's the program there? I think it's a mistake. Whether they think they can make it on fuel or not, maybe.
We've been pretty sound and secure in getting the one-lap safety cars done and dusted throughout this season. I think we're very unlikely to see a 3-lap affair because we haven't got any cars that are a lap down that would deserve a wave around, because Ross is the only one who's still in the session and he calls the safety cars. He wouldn't get his wave around here tonight, so
So what this does, everyone is pitted, like their pit stop stationary between 8.9 seconds. So straight, except for Jack Wilson, 11.5 seconds. But straight away, if everyone has to pit again, well, that's 8 seconds that they don't have to take. So, I look, in this instance, when you're not going to make it on fuel, and these guys might be banking on another safety car, and I don't know, but I would have thought the right move would be to have pitted. Miles Burgess is P8. He's the first of the cars that has pitted. But what that's done is brought Bettis and Shepherd and Muir right on their tail now. So whether it's made things harder or easier for them, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
I would think the safety car's actually been, well, at the moment, Shepherd's 10, Bettis is 11. So what they've got to do now is work their way through the field to a point again. Dodds, McLeod, Klein, Gray, Harris, Gardner, and Rankin did not take any
Yeah.
so
So.
top 7.
Yep. Yeah. I've had a question from David Lawler in the chat. Why, or do we know why Angus is so far down? He had an off track earlier in the race, back on lap 2. This is up through the S's section of the circuit. It was Jared McLeod trying to go down his inside, gave him a little bit of a door, and that's running wide. So he gave up bulk positions on the rejoin, trying to stay out of driver's way. So yeah, that's why Angus has dropped some spots, and then that's been compounded a little bit too by the fact that he just came in pit lane and the front runners did not. I've noticed as well, Jack Wilkins, 11.3 second stop. That doesn't scream 2 tyres to me. It feels like maybe a little bit of extra fuel.
Yeah, or alternatively, might be trying to get a bit of a air fix.
Yeah.
That's their car didn't drop. I don't think it dropped any positions. And I think actually no. So Wilkins, Suzuka, Fleming, and Douglas, as well as William tyres. So all the rest have not taken tyres, I think.
So single lap safety car is about to be completed. We've only lost roughly 3 minutes on the clock, so around about a lap and a half. So I would say the front runner's not coming in for fuel. That there is a bold strategy for them to try and save fuel now for the rest of this race. But for Scott Rankin, he will have control of the field, and he will have control when we go green.
So this is where Rankin's got to skedaddle straight away. Don't get involved in any battles. Let's skedaddle. Let's go, because there's going to be, in the last 26 minutes, there's going to be some heat coming behind you who have all taken stops. So the race is about to go green.
Green flag as Scott Rankin gets us back underway here at Suzuka, and we'll begin lap 8 or lap 7 of this race with 26 minutes on the clock when Gardner is under pressure here from Harris already. Harris trying to go around the outside, a little bit of a door, that's knocked him wide. And Gray's already gone through. Oh, it's a big one in the background. Harry Dodds and Miles Burgess have had contact down at turn 2.
There was more involved with that.
Yep.
There was someone else involved with that too. Shepard, I reckon Shepard was involved with that as well.
We'll try and
Shepard was involved.
Yeah, we'll try and get a look at it off the end of this lap.
Yeah. So race front winner Dylan Shepard, I think, has been involved.
Oh my God, Ellie Gardner. Ellie Gardner to the race lead.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great to see the moo cow up the front there, and it's an absolute fitting that at least one lap, Ellie, lead the race and show the cow. Yep,
exactly right. So it's a great move from her as well, through the kink and up towards turn 9 and 10. Rankin's trying to come straight back out of there at turn 11.
And Dylan Gray's in defence here at the moment with Dan Harris as well, but up to the Ellie lead this lap in recognition for her late grandma.
As they come round Spoon Corner, and I'm sure there'll be some emotions flooding for Ellie just a little bit at this stage as well. As they run it down towards 130R. There's been some changing of positions further back in the field. Some drivers have been off, it seems, down at Spoon Corner as they continue to push. Oh, it's great racing to see. And you know what? It's great to see Ellie leading a race as well.
Ever improving. And and Ellie's got themselves into a position now where they're going to lead a lap at Suzuka. Fantastic.
It's been fantastic to see the progression of Ellie Gardner over the last 3.5 seasons that she's been a part of the series. Dylan Gray is still having those blinking issues. So if
If very off-putting there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Dylan Shepherd. I'm sure Shepherd was involved, and here we go. We're about to find out.
So actually, Dodds loses it on his own. As he goes around, he backs it into Miles Burgess's car. Shepherd was actually trying to take evasive action and just picked the wrong direction. So there was no contact for Shepherd, but Dodds lost it on his own.
Yep. A couple of mistakes by Dodds tonight. Might not have had much of a chance to do much practice, but certainly a couple of driver errors that was on Dodds. But looking at Shepherd now, like I said, race 1 winner. The biggest gainer there from all of that would have been Ryan Bettis for sure, because positions absolutely just donated to Bettis, who's now up. The leader of our tribe has taken 8 steps at the moment. There's a lot of work to do though, and there's a bit of a battle between Crowd and Klein as well.
Yeah. Into team battle as well between the two 9.5 Sim Sports cars. So McLeod got that move done. There you see Ryan Bettis now on the heels of Pat Klein.
A bit of after use. That did not look like it was overly challenging to make that pass.
Let's see here. So as they came on, he ran wide. Pat ran wide. He had a moment off of turn 10, and that's allowed Jared past him. So might as well not try and push too hard and defend it when it is your teammate, and just let him go and follow him along.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a good race going here, and Gardner hasn't exactly stretched away, and neither is Rankin from Harris. So, but these three now have gone, over a second in front of Dylan Gray, who does seem to be blinking very off-putting, and look at Shepherd again. So Shepherd gets clear of Lockie Capel. Now Shepherd will be chasing the 2-time series champion Muir, who hasn't really pushed through a hell of a lot, has to be said. Haven't seen Sam get caught up in any incidents, just does not seem to have the pace.
That's right. Seems that he is all trapped on his lonesome back there. Ellie Gardner leads the way to Scott Rankin, Daniel Harris, Dylan Graham behind, Jared McLeod. Ryan Bettis has now made his way past Pat Klein.
Go to the 099.
Where is Mr. Douglas? There he is. Oh, he's parked up at 130R.
That's a safety car.
Yeah,
that's a safety car every day of the week.
That car is parked up in a very innocuous position. Caught some dirt on the entry to 130R. That's then lost the rear, and it is massive contact into the tyre barrier. And that'll be...
Shepherd making a move. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Shepherd was making a move on Muir then, just as the safety car was called. I'm not sure. Look, I reckon Shepherd just made it through. It would be very, very close, but they made that pass after the safety car was just on it. I think it's just on it. I think he's going to be safe. But it was a good move. It was a good move by Shepherd on Muir. But again, now, so here we go. Now, to those who pitted early, make it home.
They would have
at all. Do they make it home from here?
So those that already pitted are definitely making it home. They would have made it home off that last stop. Those who haven't pitted, this is probably what they needed to try and save a bit more and nurse this car home now. Oh no, Gardner's coming in, so Gardner doesn't think she can. Rankin doesn't think thinks he can. Neither does Harris, neither does Gray. McLeod in.
This is a bad mistake. Bettis now leads the race. Look, and I don't know why Bettis feels like he needs to push.
Actually, more cars are in who have already pitted as well. So I wonder now if it was a little bit early and they've determined, let's actually come in and let's just top her up with fuel.
Okay, so let's see. Rankin comes out clear of Gardner. So Rankin was 7.2. Gardner. So Rankin did not take tyres. Gardner did take tyres. So 3-second difference there. Oh, really? No, that was the previous. Yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with this move. 9.8 and a change of tyres for Dylan Gray. They'll want to warm their tyres up as quick as possible. We're down to the last 19 minutes. I'd love to know for anyone out there who can give us a hand with this weather. The cars up front, like we're talking about the better Seeker, Blacklock, Shepherd, Muir. Yeah, Muir's a pretty switched on cookie. If he didn't think he was going to make it, he would have pitted, and he hasn't boxed either. So there must be an amount of confidence with these guys that they can make it.
So this was what happened earlier on for Jamie Fleming with Jace Douglas. So that was an initial incident that happened to Douglas down there because we had some questions about what happened to Jamie. So that's how he's ended up off track. And then it wasn't very far after that we actually had Jace hit the wall at 130R. So yeah, that's why Jamie's down the order. He very likely may actually get a drive through for that because he has just tried to dive up the inside of Jace and he hasn't made it stick. But safety cars out there for the second time in this race. Ironically, we said it was going to be low percentage of safety car. We've already had 2 in one race tonight. Yeah. Will we get a third? Who knows? But
it's encouraging that iRacing have developed a model that if you do lose the rear wing, it actually affects the car. Like I know with a lot of other cars, if you sustain some aero damage, it doesn't seem to make a world of difference. But obviously with the new Porsche that lose the rear wing, well, you're going to pay the price if you push too hard in real life. So it's a good thing that these cars, whilst not just sustaining damage, they have to react better to what they've got under them.
I must say it is a nice time when we get to go to a circuit that has an 80km/h pit lane speed limit, that the safety car can run its pit speed limiter, which means the rear lights flash like a safety car, and it looks really cool. So that's just a little tidbit from me. Make all pit lanes 80km/h, please, for us that run a live safety car. But yeah, I mean, so I think now for those front runners,
surprisingly, racing haven't developed a safety car that does have flashing lights. You know what I mean?
Well, the iRacing safety car, as in the new BMW actual iRacing safety car, it does have all the bells and whistles of a modern day safety car. But I think it would be cool if they could allow us to set a live safety car driver in a safety car. That would be cool. Even if it's a cheaper price or something than what a regular car is, I think that would be a lot of fun. If that can happen.
Bettis is going to lead the field away here, and you would think if he can make it on fuel, life is about to become a lot easier for him. He's going to clear the track in front of him for the first time tonight, and the battle will be with Blacklock, Shepherd, Muir, Capel, and look, if they can get past our silver leader, Alex Seeker. He's done a fantastic job in P2.
He's done a great job out there as Alex Tzoukas. Ryan Bettis gets us underway. Green flag once again to begin lap 11. 16 minutes to go in this race. And we've been swift with those safety car periods as well. Just trying to warm the tyres down towards turn 1. Making sure he's got plenty of grip in it. This would be a breakout performance tonight for Tzoukas if he could get on not only the class win, but a P2 overall as well. But with the likes of Blacklock and Shepherd and Sam Muir and Capel, he is about to get put to the sword, and he's about to have the biggest test of his life to get an overall podium here at Suzuka, because these guys are not going to blink at trying to get past him.
Yeah, they're not going to muck around here. But the most interesting thing that we need to know is, are they going to make it home? I would think that they would. The fact that there's been our top 10, all of our top 10, and none of them pitted that time around. Tyler Williams is actually in P11, has actually stopped twice. I think one of them was early.
Oh, Dylan Shepherd went for the move on Blacklock. They've hooked up, and Shepherd's been put into the wall. Blacklock's thinking about redressing, but ultimately it won't matter. Yeah,
his car's got damage.
Yeah, his car's broken.
Yep. Oh, now he's involved with something else as well. Look, Rankin's involved in this.
Schultz and Rankin, it's all going off.
This has all gone south very quickly here. Interested to see what happened there with the Rankin car. But obviously there's some dramas there for Blacklock, dramas there for Shepherd, and dramas there for Rankin too. So there's a lot going on here.
So we're gonna have to pull the special go back and rewind to see what's actually happened down there.
Again, Degners.
Oh, unfortunately for Blacklock, it's going to be it would more than likely be an unsafe rejoin because of how he's actually come, because he's technically off the racing surface, but
when I stay with the black block car, or are you going on?
Well, we're on Rankin for the moment. Just see what's happening. So it's a big dive from Rankin, and he's
in the wrong. Yep, penalty coming for Rankin. Try for penalty. Pretty confident that one. Interested to see the black block car, or has Rankin gone back for more? Settle down, Scotty. Rankin's getting a penalty there. That's pretty.
Here you go. This is the black block one. So all 4 tyres off the racing surface because he's over the white line.
Yeah. And just lost traction on the AstroTurf on exit.
Yeah.
And then,
around goes Shepherd.
Yeah, so Blacklock's going to have a problem there as well. So a couple of penalties coming, you would think. Look what I'm telling stewards how to do their job. But I think certainly the rank one's black and white, and Blacklock's there. So not a great lap for Drop Bear.
No, but this will work out well for Daniel Harris with Dylan Shepherd so far down the order now. In this race, it may mean that Harris, who runs wide, if he finishes up and around the top 3, could find himself P2 in the championship, leaving this race dependent on the drop round of Dylan Shepherd going forward. So for Harris, ultimately, if he wants to make a championship charge, it needs to start tonight, and he needs to try and take advantage of this moment with Shepherd down the order.
How you're also worked out really was Alex Suzuka.
Yep.
He's our silver driver. He's P2 overall, doing a sensational
job
tonight.
He is.
We're down to 12.5 minutes to go, so probably about 6.5 laps to go. He's got Muir right on his tail. Alex doesn't need to battle with these guys. He can absolutely cash in some big kicks tonight in the silver championship.
Well, knowing as well that their points are given to them on an overall scale. So for Alex, he's getting points for P2 overall tonight, and then Wilkins will be getting P6 points. So this will only be extending his championship lead at an absolute maximum rate, and that's the rewarding system of having overall points. Is how you award it out towards the classes, because that way it rewards performances like this and puts more onus on trying to keep your race clean and getting forward than just worrying about battling with guys in your own class, because realistically, even though you're battling them, you're battling for overall points. It means you can battle anyone else on track you like.
Yeah, so like you said, Wilkins is in P6. We shouldn't forget that. He's done a fantastic job as well with the car 24.
Well, he likely, I would say, will let Harris pass. Those guys normally hang out in Discord together. He knows that Harris is trying to challenge for a gold championship this season, so he may let him go, or as friends would, as I would to my friends, I'd make it even harder for him to get past me.
Well, it's not like Harris is giving him a hard time. He absolutely is not. So he's not there yet. So don't give way to nothing.
Not yet. No. I'm saying if he reaches him, that's all. That he may give way. I'm not sure, but we can see out the front though. Sam Muir wanted it on Suzuka, couldn't quite get there, but it's heating up here in the battle for P2, and this is only helping Ryan Bettis because this is allowing him to run away, because Suzuka's are starting to hold these guys up now.
Yeah. So Bettis has been the absolute beneficiary from that second safety car. There's no doubt about that, and also from incidents in front and behind. So Ryan, like we know, he's such a good driver. He is such good form at the moment. And life is going to be so difficult for those behind, especially with Alex there. If you feel like you need to defend this car, there's a chance to have an overall podium at minimum. Like a P2 is on the line here. Sam Muir is not going to want to make any mistakes. Sam Muir is not going to want to get involved with any penalties. I don't think Lockie Capel really gives a hoot whether he gets involved in anything, because he's down in the standings. So Lockie can afford to be more aggressive. And that's the same with Angus Lawford. Lawford's doing a bit. A lot of respect to this Angus Lawson fella. He's done a great job.
He has
over the last month. He is forever improving, and he stands out as the most improved driver to me. He's he's pushing a 2-time defending champion. There we go again. Like that's not what Sam needs to be doing. Sam needs to be collecting points. They need to be the first in line to have a go at Alex, and if you can get through Alex, you're up and away. Right now, Sam. Well, it wasn't a great defence, was it? It wasn't a tight defence. Look, I would think he's probably made life very, very easy there for Capel.
Well, maybe he has the thought process of if Capel's going to go for it, he can get past, and he can help me get past Tazikas as well, because ultimately, Capel doesn't have to have the defensive mentality of, I can't push too hard to get this position because I'm in a championship fight where Sam is. Knowing that, Capel may try and send him.
Can we go on board the newer car? I just want to listen out for something. Whether there's a fuel... Oh, he's going back past me. Whether there's a fuel problem, whether he feels like he needs to back out early, whether they need to say fuel, I don't know. I'm not going to be all dramatic and go, yeah, they're not going to make enough fuel, because I don't know. But that was a really easy pass by Capel in the one. I want to hear a few back.
Oh, we've had a big one further back. I think Tim Nichol's been involved. He has. This is down at turn 11. And I have a feeling that Pat Klein may have also been involved in this as well.
I think so.
Yeah, this is what's happened between them.
Your mistake early.
Oh, has he made I think he's made his own mistake. He has made his own mistake while Dylan Gray went around as well.
Maybe avoiding,
Yeah.
Again, we were talking about it before, maybe having to exaggerate steering to avoid something that's becoming rapidly a problem. I think that's what's happening here. Gray's done his own thing, got on the power a little bit early. Well, maybe not.
Synchronized spinners, maybe.
I think that's what they're doing, just put on the power early there, and away we go. But better fastest lap of the race, fastest lap of the night, 59.542. It sounds like he's got a problem. Oh, big going on in this race.
Yeah, there's a couple of moments happening for some drivers out there, and more than meets the eye. And next time we're on your screens, it'll be next Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for the VRS Porsche Cup Series, where we're racing out at Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the National Circuit of Mexico City. You would have seen it on the channel before in the V8 Veteran Series last season. We've also run there before in our previously run Rod Knock Cup as well, so first time the Porsches get to go racing there. 60 minutes of racing will be happening out to Mexico that night, and then 2 weeks from tonight we're out at Circuit of the Americas for our final rush round of the season. And ending out our regular sprint season, we go to Daytona Moto Circuit for round 8 before we get into finals format. Finals 2 rounds, undroppable this season, so if you're going to perform, you want to perform them.
Stop. So you pronounce your Mexican and all that perfect. Can you say the last track again?
Daytona Moto Circuit.
Thank you, not Daytona.
I meant to say, I thought I said Daytona, but...
You definitely said Daytona. I'm like,
sorry,
what the hell was...
Sorry, Daytona. Oh, Capel's given Tazikas a little knock here, sorry. He gave him a little kiss that then nudged him out of the way. And I think this is what Muir was waiting for, was for Capel to force Tazikas out of the way, and then Muir can come past.
Yeah, but what's Muir going to gain from this? You know, Muir's going to gain three, keep gaining it all. Lockie's off the track there. And even then has not made the... Angus, get your nose dirty, dude. Get in there. Because right now you're going to start the game.
And as we suspected would happen, Scott Rankin has been given a black flag for that incident earlier on in the race with Craig Schultz. So Rankin will have to come in for that drive-through. Not the end of the night he would have wanted, as Muir is put under pressure here from Lawford.
Good racing this.
It's great racing from this front pack.
So Harris is back involved with Lawford and Muir. Alex is really, really had his head up high here. He's done a fantastic job. Lockie's not through. Yes, Lockie might be away now. But yeah, look, Muir, if you thought he was going to just get through, well, that hasn't happened. And yeah, he's dropped right into the touch of the Lawford. Harris. Wilkins is still in there too. You know, he's done a fantastic job. A fantastic job by Wilkins. Yeah, and we're talking about McLeod and Nelly Gardner. Yeah, obviously made a mistake by not pitting early, but this battle for position 3, 4, and 7 is really, really hot up.
Oh, it is indeed. I mean, Capel's not running away from Tazikas at the moment, but you know, I suppose we'll really see how good he can go trying to get away from him in the coming laps. Well, we've only got a few more minutes to go here now, less than 5 minutes left in this race, so possibility of a third safety car realistically has gone out the window unless we get a red flag scenario where they would definitely have to bring the safety car out for, you know, if there's a track blockage or something like that. But At this point in time, it is Ryan Bettis's to lose. He is 5.4 seconds above Lachlan Capel. And again, he played the strategy right, although Bettis has just had an off-track at 130R, so is he beginning to push it a little bit too hard here?
He doesn't... Okay, so let's put this in perspective for Ryan. He's 5.5 seconds up. There's 2 laps to go. Ryan, you don't need to do anything to it. You don't need to go breaking any lap records. You just need to bring it home and get the race win. Pretty basic stuff. But in the meantime, the battle is P3 with Alex. How hard does Alex want to defend here from Muir? Because there's a podium on the line here.
I would argue probably very hard from Alex. Alex's perspective. Harry Dodds, by the way, has just been given a black flag, so he'll have to drive through pit lane. Tzikis is going to try and... Oh, my God. How hard... Oh.
I don't know Alex's previous best position, but I'd be confident it's not P3.
It's not to this stage. No, I don't believe so. I believe he has been close to that before, but I don't believe he's had a podium overall, especially in a feature race. I don't think he has had one this season, so he'll want to try and hang on to this.
Lawford getting a bit antsy behind Muir, and Muir's getting very antsy behind Alex as well, so... And then you've got, I was about to say, behind Lawford, but not anymore, Daniel Harris made a move.
What a send. What an absolute massive send from Daniel Harris. He pulled the move off, though, made it work. And if anyone's maybe going to take this podium away from Tzikis, it might just be Daniel Harris.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we as well. There's a bit of ground to make, plus some passing to do. Just the 1 lap to go at the end of this, so if Harris does something, it'll be extraordinary to get to Alex. And Alex isn't exactly slow here. Alex is done fantastic. And what Alex has also got is the benefit of the Capel car in front. We'll talk about it in race 1. That will help the defence for Alex.
We'll see how the defence works out for Mr. Tzikis as he continues to battle for this overall podium. Silver class race win. Well, it's not wrapped up as Jack Wilkins is just in behind him, but, well, it's looking more and more likely with the amount of gold cars that are separating them at the moment. As they come through the final corner, white flag will be out for them. 1 lap to go. There is Ryan Bettis in the foreground. He's only down to 2.75 seconds. I reckon he's trying to save fuel. I think Bettis is trying to save fuel here to get this car home.
So, well, the fact that Alex is now attacking Lachlan Capel here, stay on board here. Let's have a listen.
This feels like a deep save scenario.
Yeah, we'll find out when he goes to 11. Is that the... Yeah, no, I don't think it's a deep save. I think it's a minor save. This is where you want to gear it into 11. But at the end of the day, like, we're down to the last lap, and Alex is still holding on to a fantastic P3.
There's a well-deserved P3 tonight as well, if he can make it stick.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and Alex P4. Many would be very happy with that. I don't think he'd be but Muir and Harris are battling behind, so there's no reason, apart from lack of fuel, which I think they're okay with, that Alex won't come P3. The exit Boone now for the last time. He gets to drive here. He gets to draft the Capel. Unless Alex makes a mistake, there's no reason.
Well, from what Tom Wilkinson's just said to us in the chat, Ryan was knocking a lap off the timer, so that may be the explanation as to why he dropped about 3 seconds back to Lachlan Capel. But as he comes through the final chicane, it's a good strategy because it meant that he didn't have to fuel save an extra lap. Ryan Bettis is going to make it 2 from 2 for OPR tonight. It was Dylan Shepherd in race 1. It's Bettis in race 2 and a great performance. Lachlan Capel comes home in P2 and Alex Tzikis will finish on the overall podium, P1 for the silver class, holding off the likes of Harris, Muir, Lawford, and then P2 in his class as well in Jack Wilkins as they're all going for it at 130R. Couple of drivers are pushing hard down here for position late in the race. Luke Crom with a massive set at the chicane on Craig Schultz. Can he get this done? This is for bronze class win, and he's made it stick, and he's made it happen as Burgess has run out of fuel. And I think, is that Rankin out of fuel as well? No, I think he's just pulled it up.
How were they out of fuel? They've only taken... They took fuel 9 laps ago. Yeah, must have just taken it up, simple as that. Congratulations. Now, don't underestimate how smart that was by Bettis.
That was very smart.
Knock off that little bit of time. We're only talking 2 or 3 seconds, so he doesn't have to do the extra lap. That is why he is such an outstandingly good driver at the moment, because not only is he quick, but he thinks on his feet as well. And look at these guys.
They are really, really banged up back there. And this is why Tim Nicol, so there was already the moment there for Gary Watson. So Tim was actually waiting for him to redress the position at field. So this is why it was all blowing up down at 130R. So we'll head back here. And let's try and get a better view of it. So as they come through, I think Nicol's going to try and go for the send at 130. Oh, clip the curb, bit of contact. That's held up Schultz. And what? Oh, Crum had to go around the outside. Yeah.
On the extra, we thought he was out of fuel. I would think no, he's actually got some decent damage. Actually, you can self-report, so yeah, good effort.
Fair play to Tim.
Obviously, yeah, exactly. Like let's face it, Chuck. Something's going to happen anyway, but self-reported, so good on you, Tim. But yeah, good job, really good job. Love what Alex brought to the table. Love what Ryan brought to the table in the second race. The first race, I'm not interested at all with what he did. But there was some really, really good efforts. And let's not underestimate the work that Jack Wilkins did tonight as well. Fantastic job.
An absolutely fantastic job from all involved as well. Lachlan Capel has not realised that overall podium does not get spoken to. It is the classification winners of the bronze class, the silver class, and the gold class. Unfortunately for Lockie, but to give you guys the rundown on the overall positions in that feature race at the end there, we'll have to go all the way back to the start of the list to find ourselves with Ryan Bettis and Lachlan Capel ahead of silver race winner tonight, Alex Tzidakis. Daniel Harris finishes ahead of Sam Muir. Angus Lawford, Jack Wilkins, P2 for the silver class ahead of Ellie Gardner, with Jared McLeod finishing out that podium. Curtis Bird then makes up the top 10 with Pat Klein, Jamie Fleming, Scott Rankin. Luke Crum wins for the bronze class this evening ahead of Rick Cowling Fitzgerald, Craig Schultz, Miles Burgess, Dylan Shepherd, Todd Suter, Gary Watson. Then the top 20 in behind them, Tim Nicol, Harry Dodds, Dylan Gray, Jack Anderson and Sam Blacklock make up the top 25 with Tyler Williams, Jace Douglas, Ross Armour, Ryan Mueller at the back end of the field. In the end there, we'll begin our chats with our bronze class race winner here this evening, who had a wild end to that race. As we get ourselves prepped to ready to drag him in just a moment's time. It is, of course, driver number 30 LCR entry, Luke Crummy. Welcome back to the series and welcome back to the winner's books. That was a wild final lap and a wild run through 130R. How in the hell did you survive that one?
I closed my eyes and just hoped for the best. It was pretty wild.
It looked pretty wild. You managed to send Craig at the chicane, managed to get it past him. But it looked to be a wild race out there for a lot of drivers in both races tonight here at Suzuka. Obviously, your first race back in a couple of weeks. How were you finding the car again and with this car track combination as well?
This track's awesome for these cars. But unfortunately, under the last safety car, I had a bit of rear end damage. So my car didn't really like right-hand corners too much. So through the S's and that, I was struggling a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty good. Car was alive tonight on these bigger tracks.
Well, we're glad to see it. Obviously a tough race for some out there. How was it just trying to survive some of the moves that were happening, some of the self-made mistakes that other drivers are making as well? And was it feeling as intense in the car for you as it was for us, obviously in the booth, or was it just cool, calm, collected, try and push on, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion at 130R?
Yeah, no, it was pretty jam-packed the whole race. A lot of cars going off, sort of just dropping wheels and dropping stuff on the track at all the corner exits or mid-corner. So you just sort of were dealing with that. But yeah, it was pretty action-packed. Even as far back as where I was, there was a lot going on. So yeah, just sort of put my head down, and then at 130R, luckily I was sort of far enough back off everyone. I was able to sort of find a bit of a path through. Otherwise, that could have been a real big one.
Now, we're out at Mexico City next week. Can we expect you on the grid for that one, or are you going to be away again for a couple of weeks?
No, unfortunately, I'm going to night shift. I really would have loved to do that one, but yeah, unfortunately, night shift is calling, mate.
Oh, well, hopefully we can see you again before the end of the season, Crummy. Good to see you get some results there when you have been racing with us this season. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, just the team at LCR Esports, Chops Remote Tech Support, JDRF Australia, Thorntech Electrical, and Knight Rider Designs. So thanks heaps to them.
Thanks so much, Crummy. Winner in our bronze class in the feature race this evening, Luke Crum. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Next up, we have our silver class winner here this evening. And I think it must be said, not just silver class winner. Ultimately, it was also overall podium and silver class winner as well for Alex Tzikis. Alex, welcome in. Congratulations. Your first overall podium, a class win alongside that one as well. How much sweat is filling your race seat at the moment after that restart, knowing that you had the likes of Blacklock, Shepherd, Harris, Muir and Co in behind you, ready to pounce on your position?
Oh my god, I must admit, Hamish, I was really sweaty after that restart. Having to defend all those fast guys that were behind me, just holding on to the overall podium and the class win. So yeah.
I mean, it worked out so well for you. Both of us were very impressed by the driving acumen you pulled out tonight. You weren't overly defensive, but just managed to place your car in the right places, I think, at the right time, which obviously says a lot about how you've approached this race tonight as well. And is that sort of how you're trying to approach the season now that you're sort of leading that class, where you're not going to try and over-defend and force a mistake from yourself, where maybe you'll just try and think ahead of yourself and place the car in the right spot? That way it's taking the pressure off you a little bit.
Yeah, I am just not defending too hard because I'm just going to hurt the tyres and just panic and that, making life a lot more harder for me out on the track as all those fast guys behind the wing overtake me for the high spots.
I mean, you've managed to pull off a fantastic performance here tonight in an overall podium, and obviously a silver class win as well. Mexico City next time out for the next round, 60-minute race. How are you feeling going into that one after the success you've had here out at Suzuka?
I'm feeling very confident for Mexico coming up. I'm usually pretty good at that track. Done supercars there, had some good results, so I'm feeling very confident we're going to get a good result next week here in the Porsches.
Very good. Well, Alex, best of luck in the next race out of Mexico City. We appreciate you coming to have a chat to us as well. Congratulations on your silver class win and your overall podium too. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Hamish. I'd like to give a shout to Team JMR, Night Shift Collective, Lodge Brothers, Jet, all the boys at the team, and yeah.
Very good. Thanks so much, Alex. Best of luck for the rest of the season. We look forward to seeing how you go across the next few rounds.
Yep, thank you, Hamish.
Thanks so much. Well, we have Lachlan Capel in there, Brenton. Now, he hasn't won the race. Do we think he deserves an interview at this point?
Didn't do qualifying race one. Next.
Sorry, Lachlan.
I'm pretty hot on that, I'll be honest with you. You probably can tell tonight.
Yeah, and I understand why.
Don't cheapen the series and don't be condescending and think that you're so much better than everyone else by going, I'm just going to start last. So not interested in the slightest about the little games they play. There's a championship to be won. Let's not try and cheapen it by doing little gimmicks like that.
Well, we would have spoken to Ryan Bettis, but he's not in the green room coming to have a chat to us at this stage. So, Ryan, if you're watching this post-race, we are back to live viewing on Monday nights. So if you win again, get in the booth after the race, and we'll chat to you post-haste as well. But we appreciate everyone coming to join us here tonight once again. We're really excited for next time out on circuit for the IRWC VRS Porsche Cup Series. We're going racing at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the national variant of that circuit. We're super excited to be going racing there once again here on Infinity Broadcasting. It's bound to be a heap of fun. I've called a couple of races there now, Brenton, and oftentimes it's quite chaotic, so it could be a bit of a spanner in the works for this championship, and one to keep your eye on next week. So 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, Monday night, will be live once again with the 8th round of, with the 7th, no, I'm getting my rounds wrong. Wow, the 6th round of this season. So many series I call, Brenton, so many different round numbers. It's a real struggle sometimes. Of course, after that, we head out to Circuit of the Americas the week after, Daytona Moto Circuit for round 8, and then into our finals, so Miami Autodrome and Adelaide Street Circuit, the 2 undroppable rounds this season. And as we said to you earlier on as well, our season calendar for next season has now been released. We'll be pre-qualifying at Jerez Moto Circuit on the 23rd of March. That week will be for new drivers who are not currently in the series to pre-qualify to classify them amongst the current classes of drivers that are in the field. 2 of those rounds will line up with the Pro Series on the exact same week. Only 2 days before, you can get some race packs in 2 days before. Circuit to Spa-Francorchamps for round 3, and then out at the Nürburgring for round 8 as well. So you guys can be looking forward to that coming your way next season. Sign-ups will be announced in the coming weeks within the Discord server, so be sure to get joined as well. Big thank you to all our series sponsors, VRS Virtual Racing School for their title sponsorship, Infinity Broadcasting as well. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon too so you can help support us directly. We're on the road to 350 subscribers. We want to get there by the end of February. You guys can help us by hitting that subscribe button. To SPP Graphics and Blackheart Designs as well. A massive thank you to them for supporting the series too. Massive thank you to Brendan for joining me here tonight. I wasn't quite sure if Brendan was going to be able to, but I was very excited when I saw Brenton hopped in the booth. I'm like, oh yes, Brenton's here, very good. Hopefully we can have you back again next week, Brenton. But for myself, Hamish Munro, Brenton O'Brien, this has been the VRS Porsche Cup Series Season 4, Round 5 out at Suzuka Circuit. See you guys next week at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Control, feel the thunder in my soul, through the danger, through the pain, only one thing to do to get to victory lane, taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best, it's taken over, cannot contain, the desire to get to victory lane. I hear the echoes of the past, the roaring ghosts that never last. But here I stand, the finish line. One last race, one last time. Through it all, get past the pain. Cutting laps, making gains. Feeling tired, get to my aim. The desire to get to victory lane. Speeding faster, no control. Feel the thunder in my soul. Through the danger, through the pain. Only one thing to do to get to victory lane. Taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best. It's taken over, cannot contain the desire to get to victory lane.